What's up? It's Michelle here. You're listening to the Calm Mom podcast. Welcome back. This is part 2 of our 3-part series called Burnout, Recovery, Blueprint, which also happens to be the name of my brand new program starting in January. Hopefully you guys listened to part 1. If you haven't yet, go back, listen to that one first, and then come back here and listen to part 2 because each part is going to build off of the previous episode. So if you haven't yet, be sure to grab your free nervous system reset guide. The link is in the show notes. It's amazing. So many of you already grabbed it yesterday. 20 pages of goodness. There's a burnout assessment in there. So if you're feeling kind of, it'll help you get a feel for your stage of burnout. And then I've put some somatic regulation tools in there, a habit tracker for a few habits that make a big difference with your nervous system, a weekly reflection sheet. It's just so good. And it's free, you guys. So grab it today and put aside, 10, 15 minutes, print it out, go old school, grab your highlighter, grab your pen, actually read it, start to implement the practices and the habits that I have in there. And I promise it's going to pay off. It's going to be worth your time. All right. So yesterday in part 1 of this series, we talked all about why the state of your nervous system is the missing link to burnout recovery. So we dove into how chronic stress impacts your body. We talked about the allostatic load. We talked about your backpack of stress rocks that's weighing you down. And again, if you missed it, just pause this episode. Definitely go back, listen to part 1, and then come back to me here. But here's the thing. You cannot think your way into a regulated nervous system, right? Like there ain't no affirmation or mindset hack or like heaven sent planner that's going to regulate your nervous system. Can these things help? Sure. Yes. But only once you're regulated. Otherwise, I promise you, like if your nervous system's not on board, you are wasting your time and your money, my friend. And we don't want to be doing that. So that's why pillar 2 today is all about getting out of your head and into your body through the art and the science of somatics. So today we're going to break it down. We're going to explore why your body holds the key to healing. And because I know y'all love actionable tips like I do, I want to give you some really practical somatic resources that you can start to implement today, like right now, to regulate your nervous system. Okay, so let's talk about why the body is the key, right? Why does the body keep the score? Somatics, you hear me talk about that a lot. Somatics comes from the Greek word soma. Soma means like the body as a whole. So when we talk about somatics, we're talking about a practice that's rooted in understanding how stress, trauma, emotions, all of these things live in the body, not just the mind, right? The science supports this. The research supports this. You're going to start hearing a lot more about it, right? Western medicine is getting on board with this. We're not just talking heads, you guys, as human beings, right? And that's kind of my beef with so much of the personal development world is that it focuses on the human being, but just from the neck up. But what about everything that's going on from the neck down, right? We know the research shows that 95%, over 95%, they're thinking it's actually upwards of 98%. So almost all, you guys, of our actions, words, and thoughts are governed by our subconscious mind, which is directly influenced by the state of our nervous system. And here's the kicker, you guys, and I talk about this a lot. 80% of the nerves in your nervous system, 80% of that messaging, 80% of the communication that's happening between your brain and your body starts in your body and sends messages up to your brain. We call that bottom-up processing. That means that only 20% of the messaging going on in your body is starting in your head and sending messages down to your body. That is why you can't just talk yourself out of being stressed. You can't just tell yourself to calm down. You can't just affirm your way out of burnout. It's a 4-to-1 tug of war. If your body isn't on board, I don't care how much mindset work that you do, like 80% of the messaging coming from your body is still a state of alarm. It's not going to help. But you can use the communication channels of your body, sensations and feelings to work with your body and heal burnout. So when you're stuck in a stress response, you guys, fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, this is really important to understand. When you're in a stress response, the logical part of your brain, right, the prefrontal cortex, that part of your brain goes offline, shut down, not there. Stress response, prefrontal cortex goes offline. This is a big part of, this is a big deal because that's the part of your brain that's responsible for rational thinking. That's the part of your brain that's responsible for making good decisions. That's the part of your brain that's responsible for your highest levels of communication and self-control. So it's a big deal when we're in a stress response and that part of our brain shuts down, you guys. Like imagine it's like, bam, stress response, and then your IQ just drops like 30 points and your EQ just drops probably even more, right? It's a significant impact. And what happens instead is that when we're in our survival brain, our amygdala takes over and it prioritizes our immediate safety over everything else, right? It's like this built-in alarm system and it only cares about keeping us alive. It doesn't care about whether we're being patient with our kids. It doesn't care about whether we're acing our work presentation. It just cares about our survival. And when we're in this state, our body speaks in sensations and feelings, not words. Our amygdala does not understand words. It's this alarm, like primitive sensation that only understands feelings and sensations, right? It doesn't understand words. So if your heart is racing, if your chest is tightening up, if your muscles are clenching, like those physical signals are screaming danger, even if there's no actual threat. And this is why trying to think your way out of stress, out of burnout, out of anxiety, it doesn't work, you guys. You can tell yourself to calm down a bajillion times. Your body doesn't respond to language. It responds to action and sensations and feelings. So that's where somatic practices come in. Body-based tools that speak the language your nervous system actually understands, right? They're like the secret handshake with your survival brain, right? It's like signaling to your amygdala, like, hey, chill out. It's safe to relax now. So maybe it's slowing your breath. Maybe it's grounding. Maybe it's releasing tension through movement. Like these are the types of practices that show your body, not just tell your body, but show your body that it's okay to let go of tension, to move out of survival mode, right? It's a shift that starts in your body, but it does ripple into every other area of your life. So what I want to do today is I want to give you guys some really quick body-based tools. There's more about this in the nervous system reset guide. There are different somatic practices in the guide. So if you haven't gotten the guide, go ahead and grab it. And then there's also like tons. And when I say tons, I mean like a whole library of resources like this in the Burnout Recovery Blueprint if you're joining us in January. And in fact, I'm like in the process of creating so many different short videos and audio meditations for whatever you're needing in the moment. So maybe it's something to calm anxiety. Maybe it's to help you sleep. Maybe it's to help you channel anger in a healthy way. Maybe it's to increase your energy. It's all going to be in there. So whether you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depleted, there's something for every state. And you're going to be able to tailor it to what you need in that moment. So I'm super excited about that part of the Burnout Recovery Blueprint. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to give you guys upregulating resources and downregulating resources. So let's talk about what that means. When we talk about regulating our nervous system, we're talking about finding balance and equilibrium, right? So if you're feeling super activated, high alert, anxious, wired, on edge, what your body needs in that moment is a down-regulating resource to help calm your system, right? Makes sense. Same thing on the other end of the spectrum. If you're feeling really like low energy, disconnected, burnt out, dissociated, you're just like spacing out, what you need then is an upregulation resource to kind of boost your system. Now, we learned yesterday that burnout often comes from staying stuck in one of the stress responses for too long, right? Either you're stuck in this like overactive fight or flight, or you're stuck in this like underactive freeze shutdown response. These somatic tools I'm going to give you guys are going to help you shift out of those states, out of fight or flight, out of freeze shutdown response, so you can help your body return to balance. Awesome, right? Okay. So I want to give you guys 3 upregulating resources and then 3 downregulating resources that you guys can try today. And again, there are different ones in the nervous system reset guide. So grab that guide if you haven't yet. And then a whole library of stuff like this if you're interested inside Burnout Recovery Blueprint. So jump on the wait list for that so I can send you more information. Okay, upregulating practices. So if you tend to be lower energy and you want to upregulate, here are 3 practices you guys can start putting into practice now. Number 1, body tapping. This one is so good. It helps so many of my clients. How does it work? You can either use your fingertips or you can like make a fist with your hand. And you're just going to gently tap all over your body. So you could start with your head and kind of move your way down. If it feels good, you can do it on your forehead, on your face, your neck, your back, your chest, all down your arms, up and down your arms, your stomach area, your lower back, up and down your legs. You really want to focus on areas like your chest and your arms and those legs, spending about, I don't know, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes tapping. Why does this work? When we tap our body, 1, it stimulates blood flow and our sensory nerves. Remember, our body speaks through sensations. So that wakes up our system and it helps to break up stagnant energy. It's grounding, right? We're getting out of our head. We're getting into our body. It's energizing. And it makes it a great tool for starting your day or shifting out of a slump. So body tapping, super simple. You can either use your fingertips, gently tap all over your body, or you can make a fist and use that to gently like tap. You're not punching yourself, obviously, but just like gently tapping all over your body. So that's the first upregulating practice. The second upregulating practice I have for you guys is cold exposure. Okay, so how do you do this? Different ways you can expose yourself to cold, right? Our body responds to temperature changes. So my favorite is just going in the freezer, grabbing a bag of frozen vegetables. I usually have like frozen peas or like mixed vegetables or something, and I'll just hold it on the back of my neck when I feel like kind of down, low energy, disconnected, and I need to come back to regulation, right? So that works really well. That can activate your vagus nerve right on the back of your neck there. You can do the same thing with ice cubes. You can hold ice cubes in your hands. That will interrupt a lot of the disconnection that you're experiencing. You can rub ice cubes on the inside of your wrist, maybe for 30 seconds to a minute. You can also do this with cold water, you guys. You could splash cold water on your face. You could get a big bowl and fill it with cold water and put some ice cubes in it and dunk your face in it. You could go take a shower and turn the water on cold for the last, 15, 20 seconds of your shower, right? If that's easier to do. It's not particularly pleasant, but if you want to upregulate, cold exposure activates your sympathetic nervous system and it'll increase your alertness and it'll increase your energy. That's why like cold plunges are all the rage right now, right? Everyone's talking about cold exposure therapy. It stimulates that vagus nerve and it kind of brings this quick reset to your nervous system. So that's the second one. And then the third upregulating resource I want to give you guys today is wall pushes. Wall pushes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Find a wall in your house where you can stand facing the wall with your arms like extended on the wall. Put your palms flat against the wall. And then you're just going to lean into that wall. I like to squat down a little bit and just push into the wall as hard as you can, you guys. Like engage your whole body, every muscle, like from your face, your arms, your hands, your legs, like just pushing everything you have into the wall. Hold that push for like 5 to 10 seconds and then release it. Try that like 5 times. Hold, push, and then release it. Wall pushes, one, it engages your muscles. So it provides like a quick burst of physical activation, which will help upregulate you. And then wall pushes also help channel nervous energy into something tangible. So it's super grounding and it gives you this sense of like strength and focus while waking up your system. This is one of my favorites. This is also really good if you're feeling frustrated or angry about something. Find a wall, push into it. It'll really help to channel a lot of that energy and emotion. Now, those are upregulating practices. Let's talk about 3 downregulating practices. So again, if you tend to be higher on the energy spectrum, right? If you tend to be more wired and anxious and kind of edgy, these down-regulating resources are going to be super helpful for you. The first one, this is one of my favorites, heel drops. Again, exactly what it sounds like. We haven't gotten too creative with these names. Heel drops. You're going to stand with your feet like shoulder width apart, like you're just standing. Then you're going to lift yourself up onto the balls of your feet, like not like a ballerina tiptoe, but like lift yourself up on your tiptoes, right? And then bam, you're going to kind of like drop all your weight and let your heels just drop back down with a thud. Like you want to come up on your toes and then thud down. And then you want to repeat that for maybe like a minute or so. Up on your heels, let everything kind of thud down. Up on your heels, up on your toes, drop onto your heels, thud onto your heels. While you're doing that, you really want to focus on the sensation of your feet, right? That vibration through your whole body as you kind of drop onto your heels. Doing heel drops like this, that like gentle vibration that happens in your whole system, that helps to release tension that's stored in your body, you guys. And it also helps to stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. So it's super grounding. When I feel a lot of activating energy, I tend to hold my anxiety in my chest, like kind of in my chest and like in the pit of my stomach. When I'm feeling that, like some days I'll just wake up with all of this anxiety in my chest. I'll do like a minute or two of heel drops and I can literally feel all of that energy like breaking apart. It's like someone's taking like a little sledgehammer to it and just like releasing and dropping into the ground as I drop my heels every single time. Those vibrations, just breaking it apart so I can discharge it. And then I feel so much better afterwards. So give that a shot. That's the first one. The second one is called havening. How havening works. So you're going to use really gentle, soothing motions. It's kind of like you're giving yourselves a hug. So imagine you're crossing your arms in front of your chest, right? Like you were going to give yourself a hug and your hands are kind of on your opposite shoulders. And then imagine just kind of gently squeezing all the way down the tops of your arms from your shoulders down to your elbows and then across your forearms. You can take it to your hands and kind of gently just squeezing and stroking your palms. You can do this for like 2 to 3 minutes. You really want to focus on calming your body with these movements. So super gentle, super slow. Havening like this, you guys, it stimulates our sensory nerves and that calms our amygdala, right? That brain fear center. So this type of gentle touching, especially if we do it in like a repetitive motion, like the gentle squeezes up and down our arms for a couple minutes, that creates a sense of safety for our body and that can help shift our nervous system out of fight or flight. All right, what else have I got for you guys here? EFT. Maybe you've heard of tapping, emotional freedom technique. You can go on YouTube or just like Google probably like EFT tapping meditations. There's apps for it that I like to use. The one that I use is called the Tapping Solution, but you can find some for free on YouTube. And basically it'll walk you through a couple minutes of tapping. So you're tapping lightly on specific acupressure points on your face, on your upper body, like the side of your hand, under your eyes, your collarbone, while you're repeating calming phrases, right? And EFT combines this like physical stimulation of the tapping with the mental side, right? The cognitive side, the acknowledgement of stress, and it helps to interrupt our stress response. So if that's been helpful for you, if you've tried EFT tapping or you want to try it, I think that's a great resource. It helps a lot of people. It's really effective for calming like emotional overwhelm. So that's easy. Just go into YouTube, type, EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping meditation. There's a bunch that'll pop up there. I think the Tapping Solution has their own channel, or I know they do, with a bunch of free ones there. So you can give that a shot. And then the last one is our breath. I'm giving you guys this one as a bonus. But inside of the Nervous System Reset Guide, if you've already downloaded it on page 13 or go download it now, check out page 13. There's a link there to a 5-5-7 guided breathing meditation that I did for you guys there. You're going to inhale deeply through your nose, count of 5, hold, count of 5, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 7. And I walk you guys through a 5-minute breathwork session of it. Deep breathing activates your vagus nerve, you guys. That helps to shift your nervous system from a stress response, your sympathetic nervous system, to your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your calm state. So the extended exhale here, you breathe in for 5, hold for 5, but then you breathe out for 7. That extended exhale emphasizes relaxation. It signals to your body that it's safe to unwind. I recorded this breathwork session and then I'm like, all right, let me listen back. Let me see how it sounds. I was like doing it, sitting in my chair. I almost fell asleep. It's so relaxing. So each of these practices offers a really quick, accessible way for you guys to help your body transition out of a stress response into a state of rest and restoration. Now, don't try all of these at once, please. I don't want this to be overwhelming, right? The point is that this is supposed to be super easy, practical. Like I can just do this because I want you to be able to do it. So go ahead and choose one, right? If you need an up-regulating one, choose one there. If you need a down-regulating one, choose one there. Hang on to one that you want to try the next time you feel dysregulated, right? Maybe you feel fine now, but you're like, man, I know that like when I wake up tomorrow morning, something's going to happen that's going to get me feeling anxious. And then I'm going to try, I'm going to pop on that 5-minute breath work that Michelle has, or I'm going to try the heel drops, right? When I get out of bed, I'm just going to stand up and like do 30 seconds of heel drops and see how that feels. And that's exactly what I want you guys to do. I want you to play around with these from a place of curiosity and just notice how your nervous system seems to respond, because we are all different. We all have different life experiences and nervous systems. And to a certain extent, these tools are bio-individual. That means what works for me may not work great for you. So that's why I give you guys a few different things. And what I want you to do is try something and then notice, right? Did that seem to shift the state of my nervous system? Do I feel different? If so, awesome, right? Put that in your back pocket. You can use it again and again and again and again. If you try something and you're like, I don't really know. I don't really feel any different. That didn't seem to do anything for me. That's okay, you guys. That's just information. No harm, no foul. Just try another regulation tool the next time. And I promise you, through like a process of elimination, it's not going to take long. You're going to find a handful of tools that work great for you and your nervous system. All right. So where do I want you guys to go from here? Grab your copy of the Nervous System Reset Guide. The link is in the show notes. And as you try these practices, like let me know what you're noticing. Reply to the email I'm going to send you with the guide. I love to hear what's working for you guys. In that guide, you also get a tracking sheet to help you, one, start to notice how these practices are impacting your mood and your energy and your sleep, overall well-being. And there's also a reflection sheet in there too, because it's all about like finding what works for you guys and then creating these small sustainable shifts over time. And then come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to dive into the final pillar number 3, which I'm calling the shift from surviving to thriving. And that's all about rewiring your nervous system, forming new neural pathways to build resilience and create new habits that are going to protect your peace, you guys, give you more energy moving forward. You don't want to miss it because it's where the real growth and magic happens. All right, grab the guide. I love you guys so much. Try out these practices, try out these tools, see what you notice, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for part 3 of this series. All right, take care.